So thank you, Professor Snyder, for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you for joining us. Peace, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm really happy to be here, Carmen.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and the work that you do.
Sure. I am the senior director and assistant professor of Buddhist studies here at Union. I that which basically means that I both teach in Buddhist studies and I oversee the Master of Divinities in Buddhism and interreligious engagement at Union. So and along with that, a public facing program we call the Thich Nhat Hanh program for engaged Buddhism that brings in thought leaders, Dharma teachers that discuss relationship between Buddhist practice and social justice issues and things like this. So that's kind of my spectrum here at Buddhism at Union.
And
So, through my own spiritual journey and paths, I've found myself here on a Buddhist path, and um, through that journey, um, kind of quietly, and now more in the public sphere, I find myself finding a lot of joy and supporting others. And so that's what brings me here to Union in the Buddhism and interreligious engagement um, program, is really supporting other Buddhist students on their path, and moving out into the world in leadership and supporting peace and social justice for all beings.
and we're blessed and lucky to have you here at Union.
Thank
Um, so as students look along our website and they see that we have a Buddhist and interreligious engagement program,
you.
can you speak to a little bit about why BIE and why Union, why now?
uh, this Why this time everything's happening. We right now right now we just um, the world will benefit from spiritual leadership, and the world will benefit from leaders who are trained in interreligious engagement. And here at Union, we have a world renowned program in looking at social justice issues. And now there's a space where you can study Buddhism deeply, um, alongside social justice issues within a Christian seminary. So there's a way to really find one's voice and be situated and supported in a way that really can't be found in many places at all.
Uh, there are a few reasons I feel it's important. With any religious leader in our country at the moment, there's not a reality where one is not engaged in religiously with one's world. So it doesn't matter if someone's becoming a chaplain or becoming a leader in their own community or whatever one's trajectory is in terms of manifesting their spiritual life, they're going to be doing so interreligiously. So it's critically important that this is why when we think of the Masters of Divinity in Buddhism and interreligious engagement, it was very important that it not just be focused on Buddhism, but that there actually be experience of other religions because that's the country we live in. And at Union's history of social justice engagement, and that the social issues and histories of violence in this country and addressing those in serious ways, institutionally, interpersonally, spiritually, this is the moment we're in. This is what everyone, from my perspective, and I believe from Union's perspective, where everyone needs to be engaged in terms of their spiritual process right now. And so this coming together of what I find particularly exciting about BIE is that there's the interreligious piece and the social justice piece, but that's coming together where we ask questions like, if we talk about social injustice being replicated at the institutional level, we can also look at our contemplative practices across traditions and ask ourselves how are those same injustices internalized and replicated in our hearts and minds. So how do we address them at both of these levels, that it's not enough to treat them as separate anymore. We have to actually understand how these come into relationship and develop capacities, methodologies, strategies for addressing so we can stop that replication of violence.
Beautifully said. So if I'm a student and I'm sitting at home right now and I'm watching this video and I'm like, I think the Buddhist and interreligious engagement concentration may be for me, but I'm not sure. Should I apply? What are they looking for? Maybe I don't have the right stuff. Can you speak to a little bit about the the students that you're looking for?
We look for a wide range of kind of backgrounds in our students. Some students are coming, shortly after their bachelor's degrees. Some are coming shortly after retirement, and then everywhere in between. So there is no, typical BIE student, but we really look for a background that's showing your path. That shows kind of what has brought you here, and we're really curious about that.
First of all, you should definitely apply, and we can have a conversation. But the students we're looking for, the kind of student that comes to BIE is a range. Some students identify really clearly as Buddhists. They have a long history in the practice. We have anywhere from people who are ordained monastics in the Buddhist tradition, all the way to, well, if I'm anything, I'm kind of Buddhist, and so we have that range. I feel that one thing I will say is that this is an academic program, so it is important that one recognizes upon coming here that your temple practice, if you have one, or your personal practice, you have to keep this going. It's really important to engage this at the same time. But the kind of student we're looking for is somebody who wants to, it's an interesting question to answer, because it's hard for me to say what the heart is calling someone to do, right? And so if your heart is calling you to do this, then you're the person we're looking for. So come and have a conversation and discern, and let's get on the phone, and we can talk about what this program is in more detail, and we can see if it's a fit for your trajectory. But if you're committed to work that brings justice and love into the world, and you want to do that in a place that values interreligious engagement and social justice, and a community that is trying to find a language and an activity of doing that together, then come and we'll see what works for you.
You've heard him. Apply, apply, apply. Get in conversation. Let's discern the call together. Thank you for watching. I am Carmen Michael Smith, and this is another edition of UTS's Inside Admissions.